ES Audio.
From the Evening Standard in London, I'm David Marsland, and this is the Leader Weekends. Every Saturday, we bring you a bonus episode of our business podcast, How to Be a CEO. This is a cut-down version, so hit the link in the show notes to hear the full thing, or search your podcast provider for How to Be a CEO. There are new episodes every Monday morning. A couple of weeks back, the Evening Standard held a forum with campaign group WorldSkills to talk about how to ensure young people have more job opportunities in the future. It's part of our Step Up project to inspire 14 to 18-year-olds to think about their careers and education. People at the event at our HQ on Finsbury Square included former Education Secretary David Blunkett, teachers, company bosses from places like AstraZeneca, and Jenny Taylor, the woman behind IBM's long-standing and award-winning apprenticeship program.
We're very strong on our diversity and inclusion in gender, bringing your whole self to work, whatever that whole self is, be it race, religion, LGBT, all of those different aspects of diversity, because our clients are diverse.
I'm David Marsland from the Evening Standard, and this show is a bit different because it's aimed at those at the very beginning of their journey to become a CEO, those still at school, maybe just starting or finishing university, or even wondering whether to get a degree at all. And to start with, perhaps the best question to ask Jenny is, how did you get your job?
Well, that's interesting because I didn't actually apply as a graduate. I'm not sure I'd have got in at that point in time. So I applied as an experienced hire, and I joined 37 years ago, which is a long time ago. And it was a time when IBM was just a hardware company. So all it did was build very, very large, powerful computers and sell them to customers. And I joined as part of the quality assurance team.
Ah,
yes.
So when did you kind of switch to apprenticeships and encouraging young people?
So in IBM, if you stay there a long time, then you will have several careers. So I spent 7 years doing the quality assurance job. Then I actually moved into a client-facing project manager role. So that was a completely different career change. And then I joined, it was a graduate program then, so it's called Foundation, and it's a specific organisation within IBM.
I think that's quite an interesting point for, any younger people who are listening to this and they're considering their career and where they're going to go. For a lot of people, that is just the starting point, isn't it? 37 years, you've evolved and changed yourself, haven't you?
Absolutely. And I think even more so these days when people don't tend to stay in jobs with the same company for such a long time. 37 is quite a long time for anybody, it must be said. But that's because I've enjoyed myself so much. And particularly with this role, which I've now been doing for nearly 20 years overall, I certainly found my niche, if you like. So it's not just a job.
Something that might be quite interesting is obviously this show is called How to Be a CEO. Can you join a company at IBM at a low level and then become a CEO? Could somebody just starting, somebody just going in, I'm going to be the CEO of this company one day?
Absolutely. And we can actually prove it because we've had several people who've joined as graduates and become CEO. So yes, you can.
As a company, and I might be wrong about this, but perception of a company like IBM, some people might think it's very specialized. You have to have a university degree to work for a company like that, of that kind of brand. Was that ever true, and is it true now?
I think it used to be true, but we're actually talking quite a long time ago now. So IBM is a global company. Don't forget, it's not just UK. So certainly in the US, where our headquarters are, they've for many years been promulgating the message that you don't actually need a degree. We started our apprenticeship program in the UK in 2010. It was small because we weren't sure if we could take people straight from school into what are client-facing roles, because we don't have sort of back office jobs. So our apprentices have to come in and they do real proper jobs straight after induction, which is actually great for them, of course.
Yeah.
And of course, we started small, but our apprentices then showed us absolutely that they could do these things. So we grew our numbers significantly. And then in 2017, when all the apprenticeship landscape changed and we moved over from frameworks to standards, we became an employer provider for apprenticeships. And we offer level 3, level 4 and level 6 to school leavers. So there's a wide range. And absolutely, you don't need a degree to join IBM.
Okay, let's go to the ads. You can find out more about the Evening Standard Step Up campaign by going to standard.co.uk/step up. There's a lot of articles, advice and resources there for anyone thinking about their future, and we have a big exhibition coming up in June. Find out more at standard.co.uk/step up. How has that company changed over 37 years? From when you went in, would you recognise it? If you went back in time to your first day back there, would you recognise IBM?
I think I would, but of course I didn't work in this part of IBM now, so I didn't see the graduate recruitment side of it, so I can't comment directly on that. But I think the values and ethics of IBM are exactly the same as they were when I joined 37 years ago, which is one of the reasons I'm still with IBM, because I like to work with a company with ethics and values.
You said you go into schools, colleges, universities, and you speak to people. What are you telling young people as they're just beginning to make this journey into the workforce?
So find something that you're passionate about that makes you happy. It's not about what your parents think you should do. It's not about what your teachers think you should do. It's about you. And it's not always easy to find it. So try different things, try different work experiences. For however short a period of time, you're always going to pick up something. And don't decry, different sorts of work experience. Some people, when I interview them, I said, you've worked in a bar, you've worked in a cafe or something, but it's not on your CV. I've managed to extract that during the interview. Oh, well, I didn't think that was, worthwhile putting on. Well, of course it's worthwhile. If you've worked in any sort of public place, any sort of bar work, cafe, shop, it's client-facing experience. You're dealing with people all that entails. When you're writing a CV application form, don't forget to put it on, because that's what employers are looking for.
Are there common mistakes in CVs? Are there things you can go, someone listening now go, right, just do not do this?
There are common mistakes. For female applicants, there's always the I helped, I assisted. In fact, I often don't need to look at a gender on an application form. I can tell by the tone in which it's written, which is very worrying, isn't it?
It is.
So I helped, I assisted, and I was a nice, friendly sort of person. Well, actually, as I say to them, well, did you help? Or did you actually do it? Well, yes, I did do it. Well, say so then. Just say so. Don't be a shy, retiring person. But the other thing is the so what factor on application forms and CVs. Application forms often drive you to say that with the way they put questions. But on a CV, people will just list what they've done. And then it's the so what factor. So what were the measurable results of that particular job? What did you actually achieve? You might have done it, but it might have been rubbish. Who knows? So tell us. And that's a really useful exercise for any individual writing a CV as well. Just think about what you have actually achieved, what you can measure from it. What was the size of the project? What was the budget if you were working on something? The size of the company.
I wanted speaking about those CVs from women applicants there. I wonder what the CV for that IBM CEO you were talking about, did that contain?
Be really interesting to know.
I helped IBM do this, or would it be? Wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, do you have to be a bit bullish? Do you have to almost be a bit bolshy when you're in your first job, when you're pushing yourself? I
don't think bullish and bolshy is really the right you just have to be strong and believe in yourself, because if you're over pushy, you won't get in for other reasons, because we don't like that either. So, and we could see through that too.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself and don't underplay it, because the chaps don't, you see.
That was Jenny Taylor, leader of IBM UK's early professional programmes. For more news, interviews and analysis, check out standard.co.uk/business. How to be a CEO is back on Monday morning. We'd love to see you there.